cruel place. Something is wrong with the human race. Preacher man say it's wonders and signs. We are living in the end of times. Where is the love we once used to know? Where is the kindness we used to show? The heart of man is so full of hate. Let's make a change before it's too late. Too much killing, too much blood spilling. Each and every morning, it's weeping and mourning. We've got to stop all the crimes, erase the violence, let our voice be heard. We can't sit in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in our use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay. The world has become such a cruel place. Something is wrong with the human race. Preacher man say it's wonders and signs. We are living in the end of times. Where is the love we once used to know? Where is the kindness we used to show? The heart of man is so full of hate. Let's make a change before it's too late. Too much killing, too much blood spilling. Each and every morning, it's weeping and mourning. We've got to stop all the crimes, erase the violence, let our voice be heard. We can't sit in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in our use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay.
All right, good morning once again, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's 4 minutes after the 8 o'clock hour, and you're tuned in to WEFM 99.9's Activated Mornings for today. So, joining us today for today's edition of Cop Chat, and it happens every Thursday from 8 to 9 o'clock. We have in studio Mr. Wendell Corridon, he's a Sergeant of Police, and Mr. Dwight Rogers, Inspector of Police. Good morning, gentlemen.
Yes, good morning to you, Christian, and good morning to the listening public of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. To all persons in the hearing of my voice in the radio land, I am Sergeant 7 Corridon of the Traffic Department. I am here to give you information as we go along in the program.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good morning, Inspector.
Good morning to you.
Come forward to the mic.
Christal.
Yes, sir. Like
Good
that.
morning to our listening public out there. We had to say a special thanks to them because without them, we would not have been here on the radio. We could have been easily having this conversation upstairs, sipping some coffee. But we choose to be here in studio to broadcast that information to everybody so that it can be grasped and people can be aware of what is what and what's happening.
Okay, I thought you were going to say without the listening audience, you wouldn't have a job, because if they don't have a car, then what are you going to expect? Okay, so the topic for this morning is very simple. Is your vehicle road worthy? So two things there. First thing is, what is a vehicle? I know it sounds like a silly question, but I think we need to define it. What is a vehicle? and then we have to touch on roadworthiness. So let's start off with what a vehicle is. What are you talking about?
Well, a motor vehicle is considered to be something that is mechanically propelled. When I say mechanically, I mean that it either can have an internal combustion engine. That's the old school, and now the modern EV, electronical vehicle. So it also must have 4 wheels. Well, can also have 3 wheels because tricycle is now coming in popular, and it can also be a motorcycle.
So 2 wheels.
Yes.
Because I know I've seen like a bicycle with a little, I don't know what it's called. If it's I don't know if to call it an engine or something, and it just makes the wheel spin without him having to pedal. I wonder if that is considered a vehicle under this conversation too. So definitely, so you need to get a licensing. Okay, so roadworthiness. Where do we start with roadworthiness? I mean, there's so many things: the windshield, the side, the back, the car, the engine. Where do we start?
Okay. Roadworthiness, the law clearly states that your vehicle should have no defect. No defect means that your vehicle should have a good braking system. It should have front windshield, rear windshield. The doors must be intact. The body of the vehicle must be in good shape. Also, you should have a vehicle with the engine parts in good working condition. You can't have a vehicle coming down like we were watching the movie The A-Team, where you're coming down without the doors and the driver. You could see the driver from the outside. That vehicle is a defective vehicle. If you bring that vehicle on the road, it is deemed as a defect, and the police at the garage or any police officer can, on inspection, remove that vehicle off the road.
But some vehicles are built without doors. What about those?
Well, when that vehicle comes to the custom, you normally get an inspection. An inventory is being done at the garage, police garage, where they make note of all parts, mechanical parts, and the body parts. So there are some vehicles like the Land Rovers and the military vehicles. When it comes to the country for a purpose, then yes, we can give an exemption for those.
Oh, okay. Because I know that there's also a business that has open,
Yes,
small doors, but it's pretty open
that's correct.
to the
That's correct.
sides. Okay. Now you said windshield. Before we get to that, inspection. Where does inspection happen? You said at the port, but there are multiple locations.
Not at the port, at the police garage.
Oh, police garage. Okay. Let's talk about inspection for a bit. You can come forward to the microphone like this.
Okay. Well, a motor vehicle, when it clears the custom, so you have already paid your requisite fees to the government, and you're given a number. That number that you're given is like an identification card. You cannot transfer it to your son's vehicle or another vehicle that you have in the garage. You cannot lend it to anybody. So that is that vehicle identification card. Because that number on the system, it corresponds with a number of things that should be on the vehicle. For example, that number will correspond with the engine number. That number will have to correspond to the chassis number. So in future, when you're up to sell that vehicle, or if that vehicle gets into an accident, more so, the police, when we go to inspect that vehicle, we have to make sure that all these things are intact. For example, PZ1, if that vehicle got into accident and we go to inspect that vehicle, PZ1, we pull that card and we carry that card, and PZ1. It have a 1NZ FE engine. We look
That's
for
very
that,
specific, yes.
and it corresponds with the number of the engine. It's on a chassis SR40. We look and find that chassis number and make sure that it corresponds. Because I know in situations whereby people have modified their vehicle, they change the engine, put the engine in a different vehicle. They have probably have crashed the vehicle and they changed the chassis, have one a different chassis, and then that vehicle got into an accident. Now, the insurance company is gonna look for the police to do for a report. And when they get that report, all these things that they're gonna look for, and if those things does not correspond, the insurance company will give you the runaround. They will tell you that they don't know that vehicle. That vehicle is not insured with them because of the modification that you have made to it.
So outside of, okay, you might have problems with the insurance company if you get into an accident. Legally, what could happen to you if you make changes or you remove your license plate and put it on a different vehicle? What could happen to you?
Well, there's a charge for that. You can be charged for it. It's wrong and it's illegal.
Yes, and removing your number plate from one vehicle and put it on the next vehicle, it is under the section where you can be charged for fraudulent use of an identification mark. Also, you can be charged for maybe that vehicle that you place that registration number on may not be registered. You also can be charged for using an unregistered vehicle. These charges carries an imprisonment sentence of 1 year. Also, you can be charged up to $2,500. You can even lose your driver's license under these charges. So, Christal, I must say, it's a wonderful question that the public must know the seriousness of these charges. If they are caught by traffic officers on our roads, police officers on our roads doing checks or stop and search or doing just random checks, you are to desist from doing this because you can be in prison for 1 year, lose your driver's license for a year. Also, 2,500 out of your pocket, Christal, is a lot of money.
One of them pivot like, oh, sorry, I had nothing left.
Oh my!
As we're talking about licenses, license plates. That seems to be a bit troublesome from time to time. License plates.
That's the registration plate.
Registration plates, yes. Right? Yes.
Yes, we realize that that some persons like to see their vehicle in style and and the fashion.
Yeah.
Looking in the style of the day.
Yeah.
Some of the challenges that we have with these registration plates are the double raised number plates. The law clearly states how your vehicle should be placed. I want to give this to you, Christal, so that maybe you could show it on the mic and the cameras. How the registration plate should be looking. I see you raise your eyebrows.
Because okay, so let me do it. One is okay, and then you'll explain what it means, right? So that's one. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm getting that. And that is two. Right. Now I'm going to read while you explain. Go ahead.
Okay. Right. So those diagrams that you have just shown the public there is how your number plate should be looking. Persons may have double raised plate. So when you look at it, you have it in a 3D effect. You are not supposed to have that 3D effect number plate. Oh. So you're supposed to be looking as just how you show the public a while ago.
Oh. So it's supposed to, why is this thing here like this? Supposed to look like that or that. You understand?
Yes.
Okay,
But,
good.
Christal,
And
more,
okay, go
more
ahead.
importantly, Sergeant Perry, a lot of people, they are not going to the prescribed height.
Correct.
And
What do you mean height?
yes, some number plates, they are very small.
Oh.
You could hardly see them from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it should be a white background. They should be white on a black background.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be black on a white background for the front plate,
Okay.
but the back plate should be yellow.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not two white plates or two yellow plates.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm gonna have to get a textbook. I mean, a notebook to write that down again. Hold the page there. All right. So let's talk about the front plate. There are specifics in terms of color for the front.
Yes.
Right.
The front plate, if you have black plates, meaning the black background,
Right.
the prospect plates that we normally use
Mhm.
now, those supposed to have white letters and figures on top of them.
Okay.
So the numbers like P6 should be in white,
Okay.
and the back supposed to be in black. The
Mhm.
back, as in the plate itself, should
Right.
be
Plates
black.
and all right.
Some also use white paint and handwrite them. They last state exactly how the figures supposed to be looking on your vehicle.
Mhm.
They have special measurements, also special figures, spacing between the letters on the figures.
All right.
So you can't go with your hand and just draw on a number plate. Yes.
But you could do it. You could kind of do it yourself instead of going to a graphics place. You're saying some people paint it on themselves,
Yes.
so that's
because
possible.
right. So in the night, you lost your number plate in the night, and you don't want to come downtown to meet the officer without a number plate. So you might just get a black piece of board or something and just paint on a number plate. Those are illegal, and I'm saying to you that if you come down to Kingston with a plate like that, it last says that you can be charged for the unprescribed plate. Right? So you have to desist from doing that. Also, to the front of your vehicle, there's supposed to be a white plate, or to the rear, a yellow plate, where you use white plate to the front. So the back of your vehicle should have a yellow plate. And on top of these white and yellow plates, there should be black letters and figures, numbering.
Okay. You said should, but not must.
Must.
Because I
Must is the
no,
word.
no,
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna stand on the side of the road and see who all have yellow plates at the back.
Yes,
If
you
have
must.
yellow plates to the back, the front should be white.
Yes,
Oh,
Must.
must. So white to the front, yellow in the back.
Yellow in the back.
correct.
You can't have white and white.
No.
You
No,
can't have white and black.
no,
No. If you
And you
have
can't
black
have
plate
it-
to the front,
it's black in the back.
black in the back.
And if you have the yellow to the front and the white to the back.
So no yellow in front, period.
No yellow in front.
And this is for all vehicles.
All vehicles.
All vehicles.
Yes.
It's like a university degree. All right. So I think I got it. No, there's another question concerning the plates. I see on some cars, they are located to the side, left or right side of the vehicle. Is that a acceptable or is that a no-no?
It is not acceptable. The law said that you must have it to the front of your vehicle. The manufacturers provide an area where these plates supposed to be placed. As you said, that we have seen some persons use place these plates to the side, but the law also said that it's supposed to be in an upright manner and a conspicuous position for all to see.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it should be in the middle of the vehicle. So if I'm on the right-hand side of your vehicle, I should see your plate. So if you put it on the left-hand side of your bumper and I'm on the right-hand side, it is very difficult for me to see.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe this is why the manufacturers place this area where the plate's supposed to be which is in the middle of your front bumper.
Okay. Okay.
But
Come forward.
in recent times, Christal,
Mhm.
because for instance, just recently, I had the opportunity to look at an Audi in front inspection, but um, there was no place for the number plate to the front.
Oh. Oh.
You know, the stylish front grille with the mesh, these kind of things.
Oh.
So the where the guy had the plate, it's something he had to make up.
Mhm.
Put it where the toe hinge normally goes.
Oh,
And
like
the
to
bend
the.
something, yeah, to
Mhm,
accommodate it in front there.
Interesting. Now, let's move on a little bit from the plates. We'll get to like Tintin after we take the break. Wait, hold on. Sorry. Go ahead.
Also, we have seen that there are some persons using on the plates reflective graphic, reflective letters and figures. These are offense under the law. The law say that it should be white or black, not reflective.
Mhm.
So I'm asking persons to desist from doing this.
Okay. All right. Now, I want to go back to the doors for just a bit. I know sometimes, your door handle might break off. Would that get me into trouble? I'm not asking for a friend or anything. The outside, space where you're supposed to be able to open the door, it doesn't work anymore. Would that get me into trouble? Not really. Yay.
No, but I mean, come on, we live in a civil society. I mean, if a door handle breaks off, I don't think that the traffic officers are beasts. I mean, they will understand that. I mean, the door handle is a everyday use thing. Well, once you go into the vehicle, so
Okay.
I mean, by using it every day, it becomes brittle.
That's correct.
Okay. Here's a call. Hello. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Is the police there on the beat?
No, the police are here for cop chat.
Oh, I wasn't listening. All right, I thought it was the police.
They are here, but
Yes,
it's
we are
cop
here.
chat.
We are live in studio.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys might have heard the story of the visitor, the young lady that they tried to break into apartment, the visitor from overseas.
Yeah.
You guys up to that story?
But we know of this story, but we're talking about roadworthiness this morning.
Oh.
All right. I want to change the
Your
topic.
traffic guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sorry
Yes,
to
sir.
change that. All right, so I continue to listen. All right, bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Take care. All right. As we were saying, my next question has to be on seatbelts. What are the rules concerning seatbelts and roadworthiness?
The seatbelt must be worn once your vehicle is in motion. You move from point A to point B, you must have a seatbelt being worn by the driver. All passengers of the vehicles, even those in the rear, should have a seatbelt. For those to the front of your vehicle, you should have a seatbelt in a manner where it runs from across the chest diagonally and it is anchored to the vehicle buckle and it runs across your lap, right? You're not supposed to have your seatbelt, as I see some persons use their seatbelt daily, that you hook the top part of your seatbelt over the seat behind your back, and then the part over your lap is securing you. I'm saying to you that the law states that the seatbelt should be run diagonally across your chest. If you're caught without your seatbelt, you can be charged by a police officer.
Sometimes it doesn't clip. Your seatbelt itself doesn't clip to the side. That's why some, you see them
Well,
when
then,
police come in, they
well,
will pull
then,
the seatbelt here, but it doesn't clip because it can't clip.
right. So if it can clip, Crystal, you can also be charged for a defective seatbelt.
You hear that?
Yes.
Let's take another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, I want to say something at my little 2 cents.
Go ahead.
Now to the officer, how is it that we are not seeing a backflow of people going down to the police garage to do inspection? I call on police on the beat and I get some sort of story that didn't add up. What are the view? Years ago, you go to inspect your vehicle and sometimes you spend the whole day. Sometimes you have to go and come back. Nowadays, now within some years ago now, we are not seeing that. What exactly are the explanation for the police why we are not seeing that now?
Now,
Officer?
now caller.
Speaking to the
Long ago.
microphone, sorry,
Yeah,
please.
come forward.
Yes.
Long
thank
ago,
you.
inspection of motor vehicle
Yeah.
was only done once a year. Right?
Yeah.
So you'll
Yeah.
find at that time, everybody meets at the police garage once a year. So you
Yeah.
will expect that hundreds of people will be there around that time.
Correct.
Yes.
But now, motor vehicle inspection is done based on your last digit of your license plate.
Right. And we have hundreds of them that could go down there on a daily basis. Hundreds.
Not on a daily basis.
Okay.
It
well,
is not.
you could do the maths and the science and see how many vehicles that is at the end of 7 and see how much of them is going and be down there for end of month.
Listen,
Okay.
You and I, we are not living in Mars, you know.
Right,
and
right.
we know far better than that. Because
I
I
agree with you.
satisfied with your answer again.
I agree with you. But
Because you have a friend, I have a friend. Man, tell me, partner, they write up this thing here for me. Let me come plain to the thing and done with that. We ain't need to naga do with anything.
I'm not.
Am I correct, officer?
Yes, you're correct.
I have photograph of some vehicle. The explanation that you are giving, what they shouldn't have on. I have photograph on my phone here now that I could send to you about a vehicle that is, well, I assume that is licensed and inspected. How that done?
You're
Only
correct.
God in heaven could come down and tell us how that done.
Like in every system, there's always teething problems.
Okay.
But
me and you
caller.
not live in Mars.
Right.
We are not living in Mars. We know what is happening here.
But caller,
we know what is happening. Yes.
For instance, if you have your vehicle, your license plate ending with 1, it is not that at the end of January you're gonna congregate at the police garage to do your inspection. You have from the 1st of January to come and do it.
Yeah.
So that is why you would not meet hundreds of people at the end of January doing the inspection.
Officer, I still hold on to that we are not living in Mars.
Right. And
I precisely that there is where the answer is. Everybody have their friends, so you're not getting this backlog of vehicle that going down there. And you're amazed to see some vehicle that is licensed and insured. How that done?
Yes.
How we get that vehicle they licensed and insured? And hear me too. Some the police officers are culprit of it too. I have pictures with police officer vehicle. How they get that with the tint? I know that you're coming on to the tint too. That is what I see you. I have pictures with police officer vehicle with that thing, and it's more than 6 feet 6 inches long. So we have to get facts right.
What caller?
The police officers are the culprit too with it.
Okay, so
that's all I will say. I
caller?
continue to listen.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I must also say that even when you already inspect your vehicle, and there are irregularities. Even if you're saying that there are friends of who the vehicles that are passed have friends. Even if you're saying that,
Yes.
every police officer has the authority to stop and make an inspection on your vehicle. And if they meet your vehicle with any irregularities, they can, even if you issue a defect sheet, they can take your vehicle to the station and re-inspect your vehicle.
Yeah, but that is not done.
Well,
that's not done.
Well, I must say that I have seen it being done. There are police officers, traffic police officers, police officers at the outstation normally request these inspections. So while you have information, you can disseminate them at the traffic department. Come to the traffic department and inform us. We will look into those matters for you.
And then after then you might say that maybe
No.
officer.
We would not. We are a professional at the traffic department. You would be, no one would ever know that you even came there.
Okay. All right. I'll continue to listen. If I have any other objection, then I call again. All right. But you're going to deal with the thing, so I might have to come back in with the thing. Okay. Thanks very much.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Remember, the number to WhatsApp is 457-9994. You can also call via WhatsApp. The number to call is 457-9997. And this morning we are talking about if your vehicle is roadworthy and nothing more. All right. So let's take a break at this time, and then we're going to come back and continue the conversation. We'll be right back.
WEFM reminds and encourages the general public and users of the Kittles Beach to keep it clean at all times. Discard of all garbage properly. It is illegal to remove the sand from the beach. Let us keep the Kittles Beach and other beaches across St. Vincent and the Grenadines clean, so that you and I can enjoy it and marine life can survive. This is a message from WEFM 99.9, the clean, fresh sound.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a whole new world out there. Reaching new customers and getting products faster. That's what it's all about. Ocean freight rates are skyrocketing, so don't pay more for slower service. It's time to switch to faster, more reliable air cargo service with SkyMax Cargo. Up to 3 flights weekly to and from the USA, Puerto Rico, and the Caribbean islands. Providing excellent import, export, and e-commerce solutions to put you ahead of the competition. For special low rates on small packages and air cargo, contact SkyMax today. 784-456-5400. Local agents SwiftPack Interbrand Cargo. Call 784-456-5400 to book your shipments today.
Vinlac customers are reminded to pay in full the total amount due on their bills, which have a due date of July 2023, to avoid disconnection of supply. Customers in St. Vincent who have been disconnected must visit the inquiry section at Vinlac's corporate headquarters in Paws Avenue to process service reconnection and payments. Customers in the Grenadines may visit offices at the respective Vinlac power stations to process their payments and service reconnection. Failure to do so will result in delayed reconnection of supply.
That's the sound of your animals. Strong, healthy, and delivering yields you love. That didn't just happen. It began with you feeding them only the best. East Caribbean Feeds. Rest assured, we only produce your feeds with premium ingredients. No hormones, no animal byproducts. Just everything your animal needs for maximum nutrition. Because your animals deserve only the best. East Caribbean Feeds from Maximum Nutrition.
The flavor nice, it's locally made. Affordable price, Lord, up to $3 retail. When you see we line it, with the red and white case, show me what you like it. It's cigarette from Empire, Holdings Limited. It's cigarette from Empire, Holdings Limited. With over 60 years experience. Oh, the best tobacco, best ingredients. Yeah.
This is your boy Lou to say, support local, buy your cigarettes from Empire Holdings Limited. 10 cigarettes in a pack for up to $3 retail. Remember, smoking is not for minors.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
WEFM, now on the World Wide Web. Log on to SVG's first online radio station, www.999wefm.com.
All right, welcome back to Cop Chat for today, Thursday, the 27th day. It's the last one for the month of July. Yes, welcome in studio this morning. We've got Mr. Wendell Corridon. He's a sergeant of police, and Mr. Dwight Rogers, inspector of police. And we're talking about vehicles getting themselves road ready. We touched on the registration plates, the seat belt, the general rules for the vehicle itself, and even in some cases where there might be exceptions. Now, let's touch a bit about the on the horns. What are the rules, regulations, laws concerning horns for vehicles?
The regulation clearly states that your vehicle should have a warning device that gives sufficient cause and Christal, it is approved by the Commissioner of Police, which is licensing authority. It must be certified. It must be checked at the police garage where you go for your inspection. So, vans especially, I must say. And there are some private vehicles that are using these blast horns, sounding like trucks.
Yeah.
So you approaching a corner and you hear this loud horn coming. So you're bracing yourself for a trailer, a truck coming around the corner, not to behold a private vehicle, a little Jeep coming around, or a van coming around with this horn. This is an offense under the law. You must use the horns that are used, that are certified by the inspector here, and the commissioner of police. Also, some people use the sirens in their vehicle. So, or they might use the alarm system, which may make a sound like the siren. So you're coming around the corner and you hear something sounding like a siren coming around. It is an offense under the law, and it says that if you're caught with using these sirens, you can be charged up to $2,500.
$2,500 is a nice number, boy. Everything is
Yes.
$2,500.
Well, the general penalties under the regulation is a maximum fine of $2,500.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, got it. So those are the rules concerning horns, lights. Lights, front, behind, indicator, brakes, fog.
Right. Your vehicle on the roads, the law state that you should have 2 headlights and 2 side lights to the front of your vehicles. The side light meaning those little park light that you have to the side. Also, the headlights, they are not to have any other lamps lit than those 4 lights, which is your headlights and your side lights. No other lamp should be lit to the front of your vehicle. We have recognized that vehicles are coming now with the fog lights. We somewhat give an exemption to these lights. However, some persons are adding to their vehicle other lights. If you are caught with these other lights, you can be charged. I see some vehicles have the LED lights on the roof, to the front bumper, on the bonnet. It has become to me a style now. And I know my officers are out on the streets clamping down on these lights. So I'm asking persons to desist from adding any sort of light to the front of your vehicle. Some persons even add red lights to the front of your vehicle. And I say, this is madness. How can you put a red light to the front of your vehicle? The red light should only be to the back of your vehicle to signify your vehicle rear. We having blue lights, we having green lights. These are offense under all laws. So this is from doing this. To the rear of your vehicle, you should have a red rear offside light, meaning your vehicle should have the brake light, red right behind. Your reverse light should be uncolored. Some persons put different colored light to your reverse light. Another thing that I've seen happening is that your indicator light, now you move the indicator light from being amber to white. How can I see you indicating during the day with a white light? It is a reason why the maker put your light amber. It is for visibility so that I can see. So please, I'm asking persons to desist from doing this because you're making life harder for drivers that are approaching you. And if you're being caught, I know my officers will charge you at the traffic department, at the outstations, even the operational units. Thank you.
Sometimes the colors at the back, if they're not consistent with what is, I mean, as you said, you get confused because you're thinking it is, okay, is that person about to reverse?
Yes, that's correct.
Wait, I gotta check the other side. No. This is confusing. Now, in terms of the fog lights, when a vehicle comes with the fog lights and you make an exception, is it written somewhere? Like, how do you tell whose car came with the fog lights versus whose car had the fog lights installed after?
So when that person goes to the inspection at the garage, there's a card that should be filled out. Right? I think is farm number 7. Farm number 7. It's an inventory card. So when that vehicle goes to the garage, you fill it out in its entirety, that it has a fog light, it has a square light, because the law really said that you should have a wrong headlight. Right?
A round
headlight, yes. So even your car, Christal, is
Yes, that one will have to be.
So we give you exemption to those. So
Boy.
so we make note of those. So when we take you back to the garage for your inspection, and you say it came like that, and your car doesn't reflect that, you will be charged.
I feel like so many people get Fs Do you give like letters when you inspect? Or is it like, okay, no, wheel and come again?
Wheel and come again.
Go
Go and get those stuff organized.
and come back. How many inspectors are there?
We have at the police garage. We have 5 inspectors.
5. One a day. Do you inspect on the weekends? No, I see, one a day. Like 7 C's. All right. Now, let's move on to the tinting. We've got 14 minutes left. Boy, tinting. Regulations on tinting. What is the law specifically state? I see you have the book there. Is that the law book or is it?
Yes, it is law book.
Okay.
I could tell you off my head.
Could I borrow it? Could you show me where it is and could I borrow it? I want to read as you say. Where is it? Where can I find
let me
it?
find it for you.
I want to read too.
But it the front wheel shield should be of clear.
Clear.
Yeah. Clear. Your view should be obscured.
Pressure, boy, pressure.
Yeah.
Tinting.
It's under 26 too.
It's long.
Where he
boy.
said that your vehicle should have you should have full view of your front of your vehicle at all times. There's ongoing discussion presently as we revise our laws presently. And I know the topic of the tint is one of the one that is being discussed presently. I know some years ago, the law doesn't really say about specifics about tint.
No.
Right? And some years ago, the then commissioner said that he gave permission for persons to use up to 6 inches of tint on the front windshield. Persons now are using full tinted windshield. I'm saying to you that is a dangerous practice. I have been in vehicles where the front windshield has been tinted, and at nights where visibility has been reduced, it is difficult to see outside.
Mm-hmm.
It is a source of danger for me. And I'm saying to you that persons that are using the vehicle with the tint on the front windshield, you can, an inspection, when the law states that you should have, when inspected by the motor vehicle inspector, when I pull you off the road and inspected by the police inspector, you can be, that tint can be removed.
Mm-hmm.
Once it is obscuring your vision outside.
So you said that there is some revision in place because let me read what it says. He shall not, when on the motor vehicle, be in such a position that he cannot have full control over the same navigation, clicking it, it's supposed to be somewhere else, or that he cannot obtain a full view of the road and traffic ahead of the motor vehicle, which means, as you are saying or implying, that it's up to the discretion of the inspector or the commissioner of police.
Yes.
How do you give exemptions, or are exemptions given for this, for the tinting of your windshield?
Right. The commissioner of police is the licensing authority, and he has the authority to give exemptions. So he can, persons might apply to him and get approval for using of the vehicle with tint. For instance, for high-risk persons, like for instance, the Prime Minister, Governor General, the judges, magistrate, etc. These persons can apply to the commissioner and ask for the use of the tint because of security reasons. And they can and maybe approved of these tints.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So persons who wants to use a vehicle with fully tinted windshield, you can apply to the commissioner of police, and investigation will be done as to whether or not it is feasible to you.
Mm-hmm. But you see, the tricky thing with some of these vehicles, persons may not know who the vehicles belong to. you mentioned like judges and so on. If I am just looking, police, I'm listening to the police and they're telling me, okay, you're not supposed to have your full windshield tinted, and I'm seeing a vehicle pass me by as fully tinted. I'm going to think, well, either they're not being factual, or some people get away with it, or some people put on the tint and they're not being charged or anything. How come this person and how come I can't? Do you get that a lot?
No, well, most persons when they are being approved of using the tint, they get a document from the commissioner stating that they are being approved, which they are told that they should take on their personal at all times for police officers that may stop them from time to time. Other than that, you see a vehicle with a tint, not because Peter do, I must do.
But some people will, because they wouldn't know that that person has a piece of paper that gives them an exemption. They would just think, okay, well, they're getting away with it. I could do it too.
Yes, nice to Christal. I get that every day. That my neighbor vehicle is fully tinted. So what is wrong with me? It seems like they want to make it a norm, something in law, but it really cannot happen that way, because it is a danger to road user. I mean, for instance, you might be at a gap trying to come out and a man there directing traffic. I mean, your indicators probably might not working. You want to go left and there are hand signals that you can use while inside the vehicle. But if your vehicle is fully tinted, the officer cannot see you. And you will be there waiting and to you, but why officer now let me out? The officer can't let you out because which direction you want to go.
Or even if when you're in Kingston, James Street there, Halifax and James Street, you want to go straight.
Go up to Shaft Street.
Right. You could use your hand. I'll take a call. Hello, good morning.
Morning. In terms of, you say high risk people can apply. Would a business person fall into a high risk person and they apply?
Well, yes, business persons can fall into that category, like for instance, guardsmen, security companies, they are high risk also. If they apply to the commissioner, he may approve them.
And an incident happened in Guyana some years ago with tinted windows, with this judge, he saw a vehicle behind him with tinted windows, and was flashing lights, and he thought it was police officers, and he thought they were, was muggers coming to mug him, and he pulled out his license firearm and fire some guns, fire some shots at them. They fire back shots at him. It all ended well, but they took away the jet to turn in his license firearm. Yes. I think he retired from the bench after that, but he wasn't charged. But it's a serious thing with the tinted. It's for both safety for both the passengers and for police officers as well. I fully understand. Thank you very much. Bye.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you very much. Now we have about 5 minutes left, so we gotta touch on changes to the traffic in Calico. You mean the street, the one-way street that we have now in Calico? That's what you're talking about? That's what you're gonna touch on?
Yes.
Oh yes, tell us about that. Good morning, East St. George. Why? Carl, we can't take you right now. Just now.
Okay. There's a portion of road by the Tony Shop area, close to the river, a drain area. That road is narrow, and what we have recognized because of children using that road on a daily basis, it is difficult for a vehicle to pass freely, and not endangering the children's life. So what we have done, we have made that road a no entry area for vehicular traffic. Also down at the Culture Path area where you make the right turn back to the main road, we have made that area one way also, because we have recognized that the traffic going to at the junction at the Randy supermarket area, because there's so much traffic coming at two junction at close proximity, causes an obstruction. So that no longer you can make the right turn back down to Randy's area in the Culture Path Square area because of the traffic, heavy traffic in that area.
Okay, so
I think I answered your question, Christal.
a lot of people had that question, like why? Why would you make so in Calicoa, as you come across the bridge right after the police station, there's one gap to go straight up to Glen.
Straight up, yes.
The next gap takes you up to Culture Path Square and beyond. Then there's another gap that takes you to Fair Hall and Golden Vale. Then the final gap that takes you to the school.
Correct.
So the final gap is cut off from vehicular traffic. Yeah, it's really narrow. You would have to jump up on the wall there to avoid traffic. And even when you're driving through, you have to be so careful. Like your vehicle is not too wide. You have been through there quite soon. Anyways, so the second road that takes you to Culture Path Square and beyond, where you can go left and go back down by Sayo, or you could make another left. There are like 4 different directions you could go to go up to Glen to pass the community center. You can go straight as if you want to head up to the pharmacy or up into Calico a little bit more. And then you can turn right at Heritage Square, Culture Path Square. And go wherever you want to go after that. So that road is now a one-way road.
Yes, correct.
Just that little piece of road there.
Yes.
One-way road. So let me ask you, right? So the vans now, the Glen vans that coming down, they would normally take that road and come across the bus stop, because if they take the police gap road, they would either reverse to the bus stop because there's a cutoff point. If you go beyond that, you're going to get a ticket or get in trouble or get a warning or whatever. So they would use that conveniently to just come across and stop at the bus stop. So they're supposed to drive all the way to Duggan's.
Yes, Duggan's
Gap and come around.
That's correct.
Okay. Okay, Glen Vans, y'all hear that?
Okay.
Some more.
Also, Christal, I must make mention of the road signs that are placed in the country area. Canary, Goss, Sanssouci, Byra, where we place some signs, falling rocks. What we recognize is that, especially in the rainy season, the banks in those areas, normally we have rocks falling from that bank. So we have placed some signs in that area to notify public that be careful. There's fallen rocks in this area, so extend some caution. Also, we place some mirrors in some strategic areas, like for instance, the Oasis Gap at Argyle.
Right. Yeah.
In that area. One at Calder Gap by the Judges Bar area.
Yeah.
Right.
And that area too.
Right. At the Bonham Gap. Right. So we're going down. I lost Christal there. That's down at Stubbs, where you come in from the Plainfield area. There's a mirror in that area.
Stubbs Plainfield.
Yes. That's the road to take you back to Calder.
Okay, all right. We'll keep driving.
Right. One is at the Enums Gap. One is at the Brighton Gap, and one is at the Rattermill Gap. Where there are other areas that we have in mind to place mirrors, on the leeward side, on the countryside, in Mespo area, like the Green Corner Junction. These mirrors were placed there because we have recognized that the traffic motorists has challenged exiting these gaps. So I'm asking the public to please cherish these gaps. These mirrors, I said gap. Cherish these mirrors.
Cherish the gap too.
Don't break them down, please. I'm asking. So if you see anybody vandalizing these mirrors, you could call us at the traffic department, report the matter to us. Let's make sure that we get these mirrors replaced by those persons who vandalize them. So they are very costly.
Oh yeah. You have to bring them in, or they're made here.
Yes, you
bring
have
them
to bring them in.
Wow. Because do you guys pay customs? No. Oh, never mind. It says erect a no left turn or turn right sign in those areas. Okay. Boy, it's 9:01. We're over by a minute. Somebody says, can the police have access to vehicle records remotely? Is it remotely? Getting stopped by the police, they have a record of your car safety certificate, the car history, including your driver's license record and any changes you have. They can even pull you over by license plate detection cameras. Yeah.
Yes, we do. We do have a camera system in place now. We also have police officers daily out now with tablets.
Where is it?
With all driver's license and vehicle records, so he can then and there pull up your records on the road.
Boy, see, get your things in order, and you will have nothing to worry about. You won't have to run through any shortcut. You know, if you see the officer. I'm not saying that's what I do.
You're talking about shortcut. I just want to appeal to motorists, please. Where there are these no entry signs, these no entry signs are not there for Monday to Friday from 8 to 4. There are no entry signs 365 days a week. Far too often that motorists thinks that, oh, the road is dead, so let me take a shortcut. And they deliberately go through these no entry signs, putting other people's lives at risk. Please, guys, refrain from going through a no entry sign.
You guys hear that?
Because
just gotta follow the rules, man.
Other people might be coming through that road, and you on the opposite end, thinking that it's okay, and you're going down there to put other people's lives at risk. A no entry sign is a no entry sign, unless it is specified, because there are some no entry signs with a time frame to it.
Like Mackie Sale and so on.
Right,
that's correct.
Best thing that ever happened to Kingstown in a very long time is being able to turn right at Building and Road. Best thing. Yeah, you gotta go to come around.
Right.
There's a change in Kingstown, isn't there? Right at that crossing there. Not double line. You're able to cross over.
Yes, there was.
Cross over that quickly.
There was a double line placed at the crossing because we recognize that the amount of accident happens at that crossing, just after the crossing going towards flow, because persons do not extend consideration to the other one. So we placed a double line there of recent time, but it has since been removed because we realized that there was some challenge for persons who wants to change lane because of the volume of traffic going in the same direction there.
Mm-hmm. So as it is now, today, right now, I'm coming up. I don't even remember the name of the street. I'm so embarrassed. But you're coming up from Courthouse and you stop there. You want to go to the right. You're allowed to right after the crossing.
No. Well, yes,
when do you switch over?
You can make the switch, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what we are saying to you is that go at a higher area where, as in up at flow, where you can see in your rearview mirror clearly the other vehicle in the other lane.
Okay.
Because most of the times, if you cut over sudden, you have to be looking to your right because you wouldn't be able to see the vehicle approaching in the other lane. So I'm saying to you that if you want to join the other lane, go up as high as flow and cut over because it is much safer for you to do so.
Okay. And then if you're coming up from Korea's now, from the police.
Yes, and the same things apply for that.
You wait until.
Yes.
And then. Okay. All right. It has been quite insightful and quite educational as well. Thank you so much for joining us, gentlemen, Sergeant and Inspector. Sorry?
Just say thanks for having us.
No problem. Anytime. Once it's a Thursday. Cup chat.
Is always be here to chat.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Cops are going to always be here to chat. All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Have a wonderful day. And thanks to the listeners and the viewers as well on Facebook and YouTube and who are listening via the radio. Thanks for joining us this morning. And this brings us to the end.